Good afternoon. Welcome to Peirce Field at Arlington High School for this ACMi sports production of Middlesex League Girls Varsity Soccer. Alongside Jeff Spector and Luke Ryan, I'm Phil Ryan with Jonathan Carr and Lewis McCulloch on the cameras. Raj Kachin overseeing the production along with a great crew from ACMi Sports here today. So today, Arlington Spy Ponders opening season game host the Wakefield Warriors. And Jeff, look, no Middlesex League game is easy, and a particularly important one this afternoon because it really sets the tone for the season. So, I guess to start here, what will you be looking for from the Spy Ponders as they kick off their 2025 campaign?
Truthfully, what I'm going to be hoping to see, I want to see the back line come out really strong. It's what we expected to see last year. I think, particularly in the early season game against Wakefield, we were scoring goals pretty much at will, but we kept giving them up quickly on the defensive end. I want to see the defense come out. I really want to just see them shut down Wakefield, take away the opportunities, buy some time for the rest of the team to really start to get into the flow and find their offensive rhythm. The big question every year is going to be the same thing. How are we going to replace the goal scorers from the prior year who left, and who's going to step up and fill that slot? We have to create good opportunities. We have to put shots on goal, and they need to convert.
So starters for Arlington, Mojo Maxwell, the senior, gets the start in net. Misha Zykorie up front. Tessa O'Brien, Dahlia Carr, Dahlia Bonner, Izzy Matheson, Addie Darling, Avery Spector, Ella Radosovich, Micah Niles, Elise Kenneally. And Jeff, as you were saying, really strong defensive line, minimal changes from last year. So really excited to see Micah Niles, the center back pairing of Dahlia Carr and Dahlia Bonner in there. And definitely returners, Misha Zykorie, Addie Darling, 7 goals between them last season. Looks like they'll be leading the line. Wakefield kicks off. And here we go, Jeff. Season has started. Falls to Spector. Niles battling in the middle. Spector again. Now Carr, one of Arlington's 4 captains. Will out be a Wakefield throw-in on the far side. One by Carr. Jill Arcari will take that. Radosovich pressures, and one by Izzy Matheson, but falls to Wakefield. And looking for a ball that Maxwell will come out and collect. Plays quickly after Spector here on the near side. Looks to go direct to Zykorie, who does have a lot of speed. She's in behind the defense. Zykorie head up, looking to get numbers in the box now for the Spy Ponders. And Darling does well to be first to that one. Drops to Matheson. She tries her luck towards the far post. And it just sails over Elise Kenneally, but good build from the Spy Ponders.
Love seeing the long ball right up the line to get it going, try to get them spaced out.
Well, Jeff, in those early balls, too, you kind of test the speed of the back line. Zykorie looks to have a step or two on the back line here at Wakefield. And as you might know, Wakefield did graduate, I think, 4 Middlesex League All-Stars, 2 of which played in the back. So I'm not saying it's a rebuilding year, but, talent that has kind of moved on from Wakefield. So sort of a new look for the Warriors here.
And it's always a challenge, right? You graduate seniors, especially on the back line, they're usually going to be out there most of the game. So it's hard to bring in, really experienced players at this level.
Well, on the other side of the ball, Arlington graduated 11 players last year. It's kind of good and bad about high school sports. You lose a whole cohort, but great opportunity for new players to come in and step up. Goes over Darling, and Avery Spector has played the crowned field here on the turf enough times to know. And that's Catherine Goodwin, keeper for the Warriors, comes out, collects that one with Zykorie pressuring. Radosovich looks to step in, but taken over by Wakefield. They control through the midfield out to number 7. That's Ella Farrell. Josh was now to Niles. Niles looks to go diagonal towards Elise Kenneally on that far side. Elise with a lot of speed. Just can't keep it in play, but
could be interesting. I mean, if you have Kenneally who can blaze up the right, you've got Misha who can go up the middle and the left, and Darling's going to put pressure on anyone who we play because her speed is it's a step above. Could be interesting with some of those cross or through balls.
For sure, already we've seen both Zykorie and Kenneally get in behind the defense. Ball towards Darling. Falls to Kenneally again. Nice touch to Radoslavich. And now McCulloch towards Darling. Good one again.
It's nice seeing Darling healthy after the way last season ended.
Yeah, Middlesex League All-Star for the Spy Ponders last year. Missed about half the season. And now Farrell through the middle looks to play out, but good step from McCulloch. Finds Matheson with a nice turn, and she keeps control. Just a little close to Goodwin there, but you can see the Spy Ponders are looking for those diagonal through balls already,
Yep,
Jeff.
Definitely. And it was something that you actually saw in the second preseason game against Danvers. They did a really good job in the final third, just getting a couple short passes to create the goal scoring opportunities, as opposed to everything just having to be a through ball where they're trying to beat the defender.
Well won by Stella Carlino, one of the captains for the Warriors. And Warriors looking similar tactics, those diagonal balls. Spector does well to be first to it and plays back to Maxwell, who is really good with her feet. Now Kenneally with some space in front of her. She just chooses to go direct towards Zykorie. One-on-one battle here. And Wakefield does well. Molly Anderson, the other captain for the Warriors, but nice layoff from Kenneally.
Middle.
Zykorie looking for Niles. Gets
Maybe.
that shot on target.
Oh.
Just past the post. I think Goodwin had that one covered, but nice build. Goal kick here for the Warriors. Goes right to Darling. Really good directed header towards Zykorie. And a good first touch from Darling.
Sheila wants that one back.
So Goodwin now again with another goal kick. And referee says, I'm not sure what he called. So we have Luke Ryan, one of our officials experts. What was the call on that, Luke?
It looked like Zykorie was just a little bit too eager to get into the 18 before the ball was played on the goal kick. So as you know, before the goal kick is played, everyone on the opposing team needs to be outside of the 18.
Thanks for that explanation, Luke. Luke, a longtime Arlington Soccer Club referee, will be moving up and coaching both adult leagues and high-level club this fall as Goodwin out again to collect. Bonner steps up, well done, and good control from Matheson. Niles. Jeff, I know Micah Niles was one of the center backs last year, but I really like her in that number 6 role. I know it's big shoes to fill from Weezy Mueller, who was just fantastic in that position last year, but she's a dynamite 6.
She is. I would say I had the good fortune of getting to watch her play club soccer 3-4 years ago when she was playing in that role, and it's such a natural fit for her. She's such a good distributor of the ball. She sees the field. And to steal a phrase from a local team, I feel like her favorite target's the open one. She doesn't force it, but when the play's there to be made, she knows how to make it. Conversely, she's really good as a center back too.
Yeah, she is.
So it's a great situation for her and for Arlington.
Kenneally does well to be first to it. And again, looking for Zykorie, but nice work from Laurel Renzi, number 2 for the Warriors, but Kenneally will get the ball back. Looking for those through balls to split the lines, but Wakefield strong back four so far. And Bonner there. Now Niles again. Gives it to Radoslavich.
Nice touch.
Zykorie. She's a bit heavy off her foot. She might catch up to this.
She's got it.
Zykorie, good shot. Good save from Goodwin.
Really nice. Like it.
A good one will punt out. Jeff, largely one-way traffic here.
Yep.
At Peirce Field. Bonner gets it off to Spector. Again, they're going to go direct, and Zykorie definitely has the wheels here. Really good job. She just needs a teammate.
She needs help.
Great job from Goodwin.
Nobody to make the run on the far
Yeah,
post.
Radosovic and Kenneally trying to make those runs into the box.
But yeah, to your point, 9 minutes in, all one-way traffic. And again, they're doing exactly what they need to do. And I think most importantly, you know, for the balls that are getting to the Arlington D-line, they're quick touches. They're moving the ball. Nobody's holding it too long. And they're really taking out the risk of just a bad touch, a bad play that leads to a quick turnover and something going the opposite way.
A heavy touch from Carr, uncharacteristic. She's going to have to catch up here. Good track back from Tessa McCulloch, but only as far as Wakefield just loft one over, and it's an easy play for Maxwell. Nice punt out from Maxwell, and Zykorie will have a chance at this one with Darling, too.
Darling's giving her the run.
Zykorie can go one-on-one and just not on the same page as Darling.
Nope.
So early timeout, just 5 minutes into the match from the Wakefield coach. That's Nico Mangeniello. Calls a timeout early on here, maybe just to sort some things out. So Luke, just early observations here. I know we're only 5 minutes into the game, but what are your thoughts so far on the match?
Yeah, I think Arlington needs to keep utilizing the speed of Zykorie up top. She's already been in behind a couple of times, and if I'm Coach Mike Schenna right now, I'm telling the other forwards they need to crash the box when she has the ball, because we've seen it twice already that she's gotten that space by that center defender.
Could not agree more. Like they're creating the opportunities. It's just for the least experienced soccer player in this booth. What is apparent to me is if you can get speed up the left side, you need somebody sitting on the back post. It's wide open, but you need a player there.
100%. As for the referees, I will add for high school soccer, the refs have a two-man system going here, which I've never been a huge fan of. In my opinion, there should only be one whistle on the field because things can get a bit confusing. But so far, both of these referees have seemed to stay in line with the offsides line pretty well. So I would like to keep seeing that happen.
Well, unfortunately, not too much back and forth. It's largely on the kind of down on the left-hand side of the field here.
Yes, as you can see, both referees are in Arlington's attacking third.
So ready to get restarted here. We'll see if Wakefield changes any tactics. If I'm Mike Schenna, I don't think I'd change anything with the Spy Ponders at this point. And Jeff, you might recall last year, this was a 4-3 win for the Spy Ponders away at Wakefield, a oddly high-scoring affair that just surprising, given usually the strong defense that the Spy Ponders bring. Giving up 3 goals in that first game of the season was uncharacteristic.
Very. And again, if I have my games right, at least 2 of those goals were probably given up within 60 to 90 seconds after they would score. Because if I remember, I think it was 2-0 Arlington, and then it was 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2, 4-3. But it just felt like Arlington should have run away with that game because their offense was clicking. I think it took them about 20 minutes or so to get into the scoring in that game.
But you're absolutely right. The goals conceded came right after Arlington had scored. And so we'll see what, it looks like obviously Arlington had some early chances here. We'll see how this plays out, but not conceding right after scoring will be important to look for.
Definitely.
Substitutions here. Lucy Breen for the Spy Ponders. And that looks like Lexi O'Brien, sophomore, getting her first varsity minutes in. So I think, Jeff, 8 or 9 new players for the Spy Ponders this year, replacing the 11 graduating seniors. So it'll be interesting to see how Coach Mike Shannon rotates through the bench, but great to see O'Brien in there.
And you lose sight of it. I mean, even when you said 11 graduating seniors, at first I was like, it was really, was it really that many?
Here's Darling. Great cross right to Radoslavich. Uses her strength. And good attempt there from Lucy Breen. Does the right thing, just opens her foot up. Can't quite keep it on target.
But yeah, I mean, replacing 11 seniors, that's no joke. And those were heavy contributors in all aspects of the field. So again, it's, I think in the early part of the season, I don't want to say pressure, but the expectation is going to have to be.
And as we see here, Radoslavich does well to keep the ball and is just fired a little bit too high over the crossbar. But once again, another good chance from Arlington coming from the left side.
So yeah, Jeff, you're saying it's tough to replace those seniors.
It's tough to replace them. And in the early part of the season, it's really going to be up to Mojo, Maxwell, and that back line to clamp down, take away opportunities, and just give everybody time to catch their breath and understand same game, same kind of field.
Well, I'm interested just to see where the scoring is going to come from. With those seniors accounted for easily over half of the goals and assists, and actually made up 8 of the 11 game-winning goals last year. So a lot of scoring from that senior class. And not to say like players like Zykorie, Matheson, Darling, Hannah Stern all contributed goals last year, but it was, as you said, lots of contributions from those seniors, and a great opportunity for some of these players to step up.
Absolutely. And again, what the trick becomes is, right, you take away some of those seniors who were here last year, who I'm assuming in a lot of cases were drawing the primary attention of the defense. That's where the defense would shift to. That's who you're going to try to take away. And so now it's, maybe some of the people who were scoring, goals for us last year who weren't seniors, they're going to be getting the defense really focused on them. So how do they adjust to that? And then who steps in behind them, and become the new goal scorers that weren't doing it last year?
Well, played out as Wakefield tries to clear the lines here. It's kept in by O'Brien. Wakefield looks to break out. Niles steps in, and Wakefield just looks to clear the pressure.
I felt like this is a theme from last year too, right? Where 10, 15 minutes into so many games, we just saw teams with 9 and 10 back. And it was that constant game of like, how do you break down that line?
And honestly, Jeff, some of it is this: pull Wakefield into your defensive third and create some space here. Where Doswas can't quite hang on to that one. Good feet for number 30, Phoebe Belknap. Freshman on the team, getting her first varsity minutes in as well.
Good job by Breen.
Kira O'Brien chasing Breen, knows that she's going to have a hard time keeping that in play, and Breen does the smart thing, lets that go out. More subs in now for both the Spy Ponders and Wakefield.
Is that Hannah Stern?
25 comes in, Stella DeAngelis. Oh. And that looks like Kavia.
Oh, Kavia. No, Reem.
Oh, that's Reem Merchant, sorry, 24. Reem Merchant. So Merchant slots into the central midfield for Ella Radoslavich. And good pressure from Darling, forced just to play out Molly Anderson, number 4, with the captain armband. Avery Spector with a big throw here. And on the bounce.
Who's there?
Dangerous.
Who's there?
And that's in. And that's Reem
Reem.
Merchant. With the goal, bounces over Goodwin. And Jeff, that long throw from Avery Spector, I've seen it so many times, it still goes further than I think.
Yep. That's one way to get an assist.
And Phil, I'll have to say, I think that was Reem's first touch of the game.
I think it was.
So
first touch of her varsity career.
One touch, 1 goal, 1 minute. That's all you need. I mean, and that's my introduction there to Spector's long throw. And that was fantastic.
So 12 minutes into the game, Spy Ponders now with a 1-0 lead, with Ree Merchant opening her account. And now Darling with Zykorie and O'Brien in the box, and can't quite come around on that one to keep it in play. Jeff, I mentioned the scoring from Arlington senior class. Wakefield's senior class also had the Middlesex League Freedom Division MVP last year. Eliza Margolis had 13 goals. She's playing at WPI now. And Shea Sunkin had 8 goals and 7 assists. So Wakefield also looking to replace a lot of goal scoring from last year. Here's Breen. Carr now.
Watch out.
And nice job from 11 there. Abby Johnson almost taking that one. And Lexi O'Brien showing some speed as well. Unlucky not to keep that one in.
Can't teach speed.
Hannah Stern. As well as Eileen Lucas enter the game, giving Zykorie and Darling a break. And I know it says 18:20 on the clock in the live stream. We do have 26 minutes left. Good one again. There's been maybe some confusion on the clock here. We think that the clock may have started at 45. We'll see. The refs do have the clock on the field here. Now Anderson with the goal kick. Niles runs through it very well. Keeps going. Good battle there in the midfield. Micah Niles does not stop. Lexi O'Brien blocks that one as well. This one falls to an open Abby Johnson. It's over to Farrell. Carr is there, well positioned. Finds Matheson, but well done from Wakefield there. Spector intercepts. Matheson will get a second chance. Looking for that diagonal ball, bit searching. Eileen Lucas gonna get her first touches in. Finds Breen overlapping, well done.
Players in the box. Move the ball.
Breen plays it into a sea of legs. And now Niles, good pressure from Belknap. Bonner a bit heavy from Spector though. But good pressure, and Burns is just forced to play it out.
It's too bad. It looked like they had an opportunity there with a couple players in the box. They just needed the cross.
So Eve Naylor now into the game, getting her first varsity minutes. She'll drop Niles back, and Naylor will slide in the 6. Another long throw, which is where the goal came from. Spector will let that go out. She doesn't mind taking another long one. That could have been a handball. Our referee expert shakes his head no. Now O'Brien opens up for a good shot. Nice opportunity there. Creates a little space for herself.
And I'll add, so far, this is one of those games for Arlington where the defensive line has been really solid, but they can't get nonchalant because they haven't had to do much so far. So it's one of those where they just have to kind of grind it out and just be that back line that every midfield and forward needs.
Especially only at 1-0, Luke.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, this game feels like it could be a lot more, but one goal can change anything.
Anderson here will take this free kick just inside her half, but Matheson does well to be first to it. Gets a bit away from her, though. Merchant takes over. Naylor does well to control. And Luke here in the booth pointing to go to Maxwell and telepathically telling Spector where to go, and she does. Naylor gets dropped, but Wakefield continues. Good job from Merchant getting back. And the referee is calling. Luke, can you explain that one to me?
Yeah, so the referee just called offside on Wakefield, and it was one where, I mean, to the average watcher, wasn't quite sure why. It's because I think it was 30 who came back from an offside position when the ball was played. So she did receive it in an onside position, but when that ball was kicked, she was behind the second to last defender of Arlington.
Spector looking for that diagonal through ball. Won by Matheson, and now O'Brien can run right through it. Does really well. Good idea there from Stern to go across. Jeff, impressed with Lexi O'Brien so far.
Yeah, really
running through
impressive.
the ball.
Yep.
A lot of speed. I can see her definitely getting on the score sheet today.
Yeah, and truthfully, right, the speed is all over the field right now. And I feel like, and again, you probably remember better than I do, but like I feel like over the last few years, there's maybe one or two positions where Arlington might have a real speed advantage against their opposition. And I feel like with this team, at least right now, I mean, it looks like they have advantages all over the field. And I'm not saying that from the standpoint that I think Wakefield looks slow. I think Arlington just looks fast.
It does help when you have a healthy Addie Darling back on the left.
It really does.
Well, Jeff, and I agree with you, and it's not just the speed, but like watching Niles and Lexi O'Brien run through the ball as examples. They're at full speed, but they keeping control and running through the ball. It's bouncing at speed. Just as important.
Yep. And to the point Luke made, though, right? Like, it's going to be really important because I'm sure if you asked everyone on Arlington's, side right now, they would say, yep, they have this game completely under control. They've completely dominated it, and they have. But one bad touch, one lazy pass across the middle of the field goes the other way, and there's nothing Mojo's going to be able to do about it. And you're going to be staring at a 1-1 game being like, what just happened? So, they should feel good about the start, but like anything else, they got to put a few more in.
Can't get complacent.
Merchant tries to get it back out to Lucy Breen, can't keep it in play. And this looks like another Izzy Matheson will take a break, and I think that is that. Summer Shadinger getting her first varsity minutes in as well. Great job from Lucas there. And now O'Brien. Good cross. Warriors trying to clear and do, but only as far as Dahlia Carr with a nice touch back to Niles. Familiar center back pairing, Jeff.
Yep. Very natural.
Stern towards Naylor. Naylor with some space now and gets a nice lofted ball towards Shadinger. Anderson, again, just forced to play it safe. Spector now, the long throw, but she chooses to go short as Wakefield backs up, and that's the beauty of that long throw.
Absolutely, and it's good. It's important, right? You have to change it up, a little bit. You have to get them to respect it, because if nothing else, you draw an extra defender or two out of the box, you make them come out, and it just opens it up for later in the game.
Good shift from the first year, Phoebe Belknap. She takes a break for the Warriors. I believe that's Kira O'Brien, number 13, back in the game. Goal kick comes out to Abby Johnson, drops it off. Shadinger pressures, and Spy Ponder's just swarming. Niles, great first touch. O'Brien, good job from number 4. Good pressure from O'Brien, drops it back. Shadinger tries her luck, good, well blocked. And good recovery from her as well, too. Trying to win the ball back, and she'll continue to battle. Good job from Wakefield, nice diagonal ball. Well covered by Breen. She'll just use Maxwell, and Maxwell goes really long, really nice ball. And they might catch Lexi O'Brien offside. That's the right call from the referee.
Yeah, the referee wasn't in position there, but he got that one spot on.
Anderson here, just a little touch. And that will roll out of play in front of the scorers table. And we're going to see Zykorie, Darling, and Kenneally back in the game. Rested and hungry for goals.
Hungry for goals and probably a little bit disappointed they didn't get one with all the chances that they created.
I don't disagree, Luke. Jeff, what I'd like to see, though, so at least Kenneally, sophomore this year, didn't see the field a ton, and great to see her get the start today and really, contribute. Oh. And Zykorie's going to get called there.
I really am enjoying this 3-man booth, because in any prior season, I would be sitting here just because I'm blind as a bat, being like, I don't think that was offsides, and I can immediately look to my right. And I feel like we have the Ed Hockley of Middlesex soccer.
I mean, Zykorie really wanted the ball, but she wasn't quite aware of her surroundings there. She was a few yards off.
Oh, and a nice ball played in behind the defense, just a bit too strong. Good idea, though. Roll to Maxwell. Now Spector. Now Farrell, lofted ball, goes over Micah Niles, but easy for Maxwell. Now Zykorie's on this time, and she will catch up to this. Slows it down, looks for Darling. Darling with a good touch, gets it across. Shadinger can't quite catch up to it. Now Naylor might try her luck. Good shot, blocked. Now Darling just can't keep it in play. Good talk from Spector, though, letting her know she was there. I like that hit from Eve Naylor, though.
Yep, absolutely. Looks like one touch maybe, moved it over and, pretty much just let it go. It was a quick decision.
And as one of the new players on the team, it's good to see that she already has that confidence.
So the Warriors have seen this long throw a few times now. Would like to see a Spy Ponder get in front of number 4, Jeff.
Yeah.
And that is Shading. That's exactly the play.
Oh.
And Merchant again, almost with that, with that touch.
She's like, I don't mind doing this. I can stand in front of the goal. Just let the ball come through.
But that's exactly the play. You have to get a player in front of that center defender, either to flick it on or not make it easy to play out. So go right to DeAngelis, but Breen dispossessed. Good layoff there, but Carr, easy play for the senior captain. Good turn from Naylor. And it's like that step up for Micah Niles. Finding some space, getting through that first line of forwards there, looking for that through ball. And just a little errant from the Spy Ponders will be a Wakefield throw on that far side. Jeff, already looks like a lot of good depth on this Spy Ponder team. I don't envy the choices Coach Mike Shannon is going to need to make as far as personnel for the rest of the season here.
No, you know, I think it'll take time. Like I think there's still some there've been plenty of misconnections, even though Arlington is certainly controlling the play. But to your point, it seems very consistent, the level of play throughout the substitutions. So A, to your point, yes, it's going to be difficult for Coach. But B, for other teams that aren't as deep, I'd like to think that as you start getting into the second half of these games, it'll start taking a toll physically on the other teams if you can keep throwing waves of fresh players at them.
Great stuff from Kenneally.
And as we're talking about this, I think we have Matheson and Radoslavich coming back on for the final 10. 7.
Yeah, so looking to go back to what looks like the starting lineup from the game, with the exception of maybe Summer Shadinger, who does stay in at the 6. Wakefield up the line, falls to Breen. Comes Shadinger, and now Kenneally gets by 1, and a nice layoff to Radoslavich. Looking for numbers in the box now, and the Shacross goes wanting.
Oh, the good old Shacross.
Jeff, while we have a pause and play here, I would like to take a minute and remind everyone that this is an ACMi sports production. Numerous Arlington High School sports games and events are filmed and live streamed by ACMi Sports and made possible by both student and member volunteers. If you're interested in helping to produce, film, commentate, or edit the games, please reach out to us at sports@acmi.tv. That's sports@acmi.tv. Or consider stopping by the press box after a game to find out how you can experience and learn sports production while bringing more sports broadcasts to the Arlington community.
And for anyone who's into it, who may not have ever seen the setup that ACMi Sports puts on, it feels like you're in a Fox booth today.
It's impressive. This is Luke's first time here in the box.
Yeah, this is my debut in the box, and I've been nothing but impressed. All right, instant replay, we got everything. Multiple cameras, and 3 extremely competent commentators, I would say.
2. One of us is impersonating.
I would like to thank Jonathan Carr and Lewis McCulloch, who are upstairs from us right now on the cameras. And a combined student and ACMi sports crew here helping to run the production, doing a great job. Nice control from Wakefield. Looking to spring. Number 21, Kaylin Collins. Niles steps in. And Shadinger just gets a head in, but that will fall to Stella Carlino. She controls. Gets it over to Farrell, and now on the near side here to Johnson. And Johnson with an opportunity. And a shot that sails by that near post.
It's funny. I expected her to take a couple more dribbles and try to get a little closer before she let that go. And if she had, I would have said that could have been really dangerous. From back there, I'll take my chances with most attempts against Mojo.
That was a good ping, though.
Yeah. I mean, she struck it well. But that's exactly the point that Luke has been making, which is your one bad touch, one bad decision away from a tie game and saying, what did we just do for the last 35 minutes?
And that was totally one of those moments. With 5 minutes left in the half, that could have easily been 1-1 going into the break, completely dumbfounded.
Zykorie now. Schultz continue here. Shows the speed to get by a couple. Looking to go to Darling, finds her. And credit to Wakefield. They really nice job marking both Zykorie and Darling, and Matheson likes her chances from far.
It's a bit ambitious.
It's definitely a tough. That's a tough shot from there.
I mean, I like the confidence here from Matheson, but there's a lot of better options. I would have liked crossing the box there, maybe.
Yeah, that said, Luke, we've seen Izzy score from about 30 yards out, so it's not it's in her toolbox.
That couldn't agree more.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't get frustrated. Just feeling a little bit of frustration. Just things not quite clicking in that final third for the Spy Ponders, and no real dangerous chances since the goal. I mean, definitely dominant play. Radosevic. And Goodwin does well to come off her line, claim that one.
It's really just been the final product. There's been no shortage of control from Arlington. And that is something that comes with a bit of time. Like, they've only had a few scrimmages under their belt, and this is the first real game that counts. So, and from what I've seen so far, I wouldn't be too worried yet.
And Maxwell plays that to DeAngelis. And now some space here. Kenneally looks to close it down. Matheson now. Well done from Fitzgerald, but Kenneally will take over. And good run from Breen. Kenneally finds her. Breen will, and thought she was going to win a corner there, but Goodwin is out to collect. Just about 2 minutes here left in the half. Spy Ponders with a 1-0 lead. Goal from Reem Merchant on her first touch as a varsity soccer player. Assisted from a long throw from Avery Spector. It's Addie Darling waving to the fans.
I think she might have been waving to us, Phil.
Wakefield's allowed to control, and a nice look there. Matheson gets a foot in. That could be a handball, and Niles maybe caught a bit unaware there. Mojo out to collect. Nice punt out from Maxwell. And this is really where you want to see Zykorie running, and she runs onto this one.
But no
and finishes!
Wow,
2-0
nice touch.
Spy Ponders. Mojo Maxwell
Nice
with the assist. And 2-0 now with about 1 minute left in the half, and definitely a goal that Wakefield did not want to give up. We'd hopefully take one more look at that. Really nice punt. Zykorie runs on underneath it. Just lost one in over Goodwin. Nice touch from the junior striker.
That's one of those, you don't even need to hit it hard. That's just technique, and Zykorie hit that one perfectly.
Niles first to it. Jeff, big goal for the Spy Ponders going
Huge.
into halftime.
I mean, the difference between 2-zip and 1-zip at the half
Is a
massive. It is a goal. Is this a 1 + 1 = 3 type situation? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, assuming they can get in over the last, couple minutes here with stoppage time, and they can go in with a 2-goal lead, they're going to feel much better about the situation. And to your point, it'll help keep the frustration from creeping in.
And that was an assist from the goalkeeper.
Brilliant.
I mean, that was fantastic.
It looks like a quick stoppage here. We hope that Nora Fitzgerald is okay here. Luke,
yeah, and maybe we can take one more look at the goal here.
Got the celebration.
Got
They're
the celebration.
They're happy.
Yeah, no shortage of smiles on the field here for Arlington.
There's.
Yes, and it seems like Wakefield was just caught off guard by the length of the punt, and Zykorie capitalized. That's laces right over the goalie. Nothing the Wakefield goalie can do about that.
As you said, really nice technique, though. Really good touch. Didn't try and do too much. Didn't try and overhit it. Just good technique.
Yeah.
And you got to be frustrated there if you're Wakefield, right? I mean, there were basically 3 defenders, center of the box over, who all could have converged on it. Arlington had no one else pushing forward except for Zykorie. So there was no other option. Like, she either had to take it and just dribble it back out, or she had to basically one-touch it like she did. So A, great play by Zykorie to recognize what's going on and to finish. But then B, from the Wakefield side, just a little disappointment with that kind of breakdown, in the last 60 to 120 seconds.
Good turn from Darling. Looks to get into the box. She'll try her luck. Good one there, and Zykorie almost on that rebound. And quick bit of trivia, Mojo Maxwell had 1 assist last year against Wakefield.
Impressive.
So I throw that out there. To Addie Darling, if you were wondering.
I want to see this notebook of yours where you keep this stuff.
I'll add you to the Google sheet, Jeff.
Thank you.
Eileen Lucas now. And Carr is going to be called in here. Nice job from 11. Throws down Carr, no call. And that's just a good example of good team defense. Carr a bit under pressure there. Niles comes over, helps out. Radosevich slows down to find Kenneally. Looking for that diagonal ball across. Lucas now.
Change fields.
And that will do it for the half. Spy Ponders take a 2-0 lead into halftime. Goals from Reem Merchant, compliments of an Avery Spector throw, and Misha Zykorie with only about a minute left in the half, directly off a punt from Mojo Maxwell. Jeff, thoughts on the first half?
Most importantly, defense, rock solid. That to me was going to be the most important thing coming in. By time, it did. Nice goal, relatively early in, first 10 minutes or so. And then close out with another one in between. Definitely some missed opportunities, but hell of a start.
Luke?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Spy Ponders would be actually a bit relieved right now to go in 2-0 up, because it could have been more. That being said, there's still one more half of soccer to be played, and as we know, in this sport, anything can happen. But if I'm Coach Mike Shenna, I'm not changing much here. I'm telling my players to go out and do what they've done and just stay smart.
Anything you change on the Wakefield side? I mean, look, my take is they've been pretty solid, been pretty, marking Zykorie, marking Darling pretty well, and really unfortunate just a couple of bounces that were misplayed. A bounce on the throw-in, a bounce on the punt that led to the goals. And other than that, there haven't been a ton of chances. I mean, the ball's been down in that offensive third a lot for the Spy Ponders, but that last little bit of creativity has been a little lacking.
Yeah, and I'd say one thing, Arlington had most of the control that half, but if Wakefield really wants to try to get into this game, I think they need to be quicker to the ball when Arlington has it and closing down the Arlington players a little bit more, because it seems to me that there's just been a little bit too much time with the ball at the feet of the Arlington players in the midfield, and that's how they've been able to get it forward.
So for Jeff Spector and Luke Ryan here in the box, Lewis McCulloch, Jonathan Carr on the cameras, the ACMi sports production crew here in the box. I'm Phil Ryan. We'll take a break for halftime and be back in about 6 minutes for the second half. Here at Peirce Field at Arlington High School, Spy Ponders taking on the Wakefield Warriors, enjoying a 2-0 lead. Reem Merchant, Misha Zykorie, the goal scorers. I'm Phil Ryan alongside Jeff Spector and Luke Ryan. Lewis McCulloch, Jonathan Carr on the cameras today, and a great crew from ACMi Sports here helping with the production, all of which I understand is through the use of the internet of Raj Kachin's hotspot. It's just impressive. We can run this whole production through his phone, so appreciate that, Raj. I think school's still getting some things sorted out on their Wi-Fi connections. Spy Ponders look to be starting the game similar to how they're starting the second half, similar to how they started the first, maybe with the exception of Ariana Lindgren, number 19, is going to start at center back along with Delia Carr. And this comes out to Kenneally here on the near side. Radosevich looking for Matheson, finds her. Matheson looking to get through. And I think Darling's going to catch up to this one. She may keep it in play. She decides to. I don't mind that from the junior forward. Trying to open up for a shot. She'll find Niles with some pressure on her, but comes out to Tessa McCulloch. And I do appreciate the fans watching from UMass with the corrections on some of the names. I think we had some of the names misloaded into the starting lineup. It is Tessa McCulloch starting at right back. Appreciate the notes, UMass. Also want to give a shout out to the fans watching from Washington State. And we kind of go nationwide here.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first corner kick of the game.
I think it is, and Matheson drives that one. It's going to fall all the way to Darling. Kenneally. And that's really good defense from number 12. That's Zykorie taking on both Kenneally and Darling. Kenneally plays quickly to Zykorie, who picked up her first goal of the season earlier in the match. And Wakefield does manage to clear the lines, but McCulloch here will just take the throw on the near side. Good control from Radoslavich, turns, looks to get through a couple. Niles steps in though. Lays off to Kenneally. Good cross.
Ball.
There's Matheson. Looks to get it back across. Luke, right idea, just trying to play that one back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember a goal against Ithaca. I think Luke Ryan scored for Hobart in that game. Similar play.
It was similar, Phil. Thank you.
Short corner here. Spector gets a different angle and shut down quickly by number 6, Della Carlino.
I mean, it might not be a corner, but it sure feels like one here.
Yeah, it's a big weapon having Spector with that long throw. Oh, good touch from Matheson. Low cross right to Kenneally. Makes it 3. That's a really nice goal from the Spy Ponders.
Yes.
See if we can get a replay on that one. I think that may be a replay from the first half, but started with a great touch from Izzy Matheson in the corner of the box and hits that low cross right to Kenneally, who makes no mistake, and her first varsity goal.
Love it. And honestly, I think one of the best things of that, right, is it was a no hesitation cross. Like, as soon as it's on her foot, it's the immediate decision of, I'm going to get it into the box, I'm going to put it in the middle, and I have a target in there, and that's going to be the best opportunity for us to score.
And it's good to see that early in the first half, too. I mean, early in the second half, too, for the Spy Ponders. And that was something that was missing in the first half, was those runners in the box. And the presence of mind from Izzy Matheson just to fire that across the 6 was what translated to that goal.
Yeah, great work in the final third from the Spy Ponders. Now enjoying that 3-0 lead. And what I really like, Jeff, too, 3 different goal scorers, 3 different assists. It's great. Spreading out that goal scoring. And here's Darling now breaking into the box. This is dangerous. Looking for great. Look to Zykorie. Look at that layoff, too, from Elise Kenneally. Radoslavich. I think that did deflect. But Spy Ponders really coming out on the front foot here.
You want to talk about unselfish play, those last 2 layoffs?
Took the words right out of my mouth, Jeff.
Matheson towards that far post. Kenneally again.
Just barely late getting there.
And this had flashbacks to Natalia Fotopoulos, who would set up on that far post every corner kick.
Yep.
Fotopoulos now at UMass Boston, but also contributing to the ASC soccer coaching over the summer. Kenneally again, nice ball, just over the head of Darling. I think Matheson will catch up to it. Looks for that low cross again, and Wakefield does clear the lines.
Spy Ponders really coming out with an intensity in the second half that we haven't really seen yet, so that's good to see.
Big throw from Spector, so impressive. Jeez. Zykorie here. Closed quickly by Molly Anderson. And Jeff, I would say, you know, Spector has these long throws, but, you know, Wakefield knows where it's going to go. You see 4 players kind of in that spot where Spector can get it to. Bounces over, though. Kenneally almost gets a foot in, and Goodwin.
And it's funny, you see, that time was really clear, maybe just because of our angle, but you see those defenders' arms go up, and it's like, yeah, go ahead. Feel free. Let that hit right off your wrist or hand. Like.
And the thing with the long throw, too, is it doesn't have the same amount of power as a corner kick, so it's harder to clear for the defense. That's why we kind of see those, like, bounce a few times before they're gone.
Kenneally almost keeps that in play, and Just point out, really nice play from Tessa McCulloch. Just good control. Controls the ball, takes a touch, gets it out to the near side here, sets up that rundown for Kenneally. Goal kick here comes out towards Kira O'Brien. Matheson's there and does a really nice job keeping that ball down. Darling looks to go through, gets through a few. Left-footed shot. Oof, just over the bar. Nice effort from the junior. Jeff, I'll give you a bit more trivia here. We've been watching Catherine Goodwin here in net for the Warriors. Emma Waldeck was the keeper last year. Now plays at Curry College alongside Coach Mike Shenna's daughter Mia. And there's a left-footed shot. Nice job from Goodwin. Keeps that out of play. Really good job from the Warrior keeper. Makes the initial save, pops it up. Under pressure from Kenneally. Even gets a hand on it and draws the foul. Good stuff.
Like to see Kenneally not backing down there, though, right? Like, go in. Great.
Here's the replay.
And that's just fantastic goalkeeping from Goodwin. I mean, under pressure and still, one, as Phil said, draws the foul and also gets the ball out.
Yeah, good stuff all around.
I don't want to discount Addie Darling's shot there, too. That was a missile.
And on target, which I like to see. Zykorie now. Niles looks to open up, and now Wakefield, a little space and some numbers. But that is shut down very quickly by a well-positioned Lindgren. And she just gets it out towards Spector. Nice turn from Darling. Gets by a few. Going east-west here. Finds McCulloch. Kenneally, nice switch of fields over to Spector. Gets it in towards Matheson. I think Darling knew she might have been off there. Lets that one go. 8 minutes into this second half, Spy Ponders 3-0 lead with a really nice one-touch goal from Elise Kenneally. We see Dahlia Bonner back in the game. She'll push Lindgren up to the 6, and Niles will take a break. Looks like Niles might have picked up a small knock. Hope she's okay. Carr. Zykorie here on the near side for the Warriors. Kenneally gives her a little bump, but wins the throw, and Lindgren now. Radosevich looking for a through ball. Good step from McCulloch. And a nice through ball there will, I think, bring Maxwell into the play for the first time this half.
Yeah, I think that's right, Phil.
Nice big punt out from the senior. Bonnert will fall to Tess McCulloch again. Finds Matheson. Easy play for Maxwell. Over to Carr. And unlucky that McCulloch can't quite keep that in play. You know, we've seen Ella Radosevich, Izzy Matheson, and Dahlia Carr playing, 3 of the 4 captains. We know Hannah Berry, the fourth one, great central midfielder, really nice control. Not available tonight, but hopefully we will see her against Winchester on Thursday. Sat out all of last season with an injury, and really excited to see her back playing. Here's Zykorie. Ball across, tries to find Darling. I think the play might have been at the top of the box where there were 4 or 5 Spy Ponders coming in. I don't know if we'd see a replay of that, but I think Darling might have been called for being off or some foul in there.
It was Zykorie was called for being offside off the shot from Darling. Bit unlucky.
Really appreciate all the work from Dave here on the near side. I think in his final season here, running the lines for the Spy Ponders, he's a great asset for this team. Really keeps the play going. There comes Darling. Great job from Goodwin, coming out and smothering that one under a lot of pressure. Just really brave play from the Wakefield keeper. Good step from Bonner. And Jeff, there's actually a nice ball over the top and looks like
30 off.
But I think that's good refereeing. We'll check with our rules official Luke Ryan here about how to call that one. So Luke, can you talk us through that offside play?
Yeah, I had 30 offside, but as you can see, she was not part of the play. And it was actually smart for her to kind of make the run into the box and let her teammate take over the ball, who was onside when the ball was kicked. And yes, that was good refereeing to hold the whistle until it was clear who was playing the ball.
So here's a question.
Right on cue, referee there.
So here's the question I have. 30 makes the run up the middle. She's offside. She goes into the middle of the box. She draws the defender. The onside player is going up the right-hand side, so there's only one defender left. If the defender in the middle knows, theoretically, the offensive player in the center is off, what's the thinking if you're in that position as the center D, like to sort of leave that player unguarded, to go over to wipe the play out, but take the chance the ref doesn't make the call if the ball winds up, trickling over?
Well, and yeah, we'll see. It is a bit subjective what playing the ball really means, but as I've been told since I was a little kid, you got to play to the whistle. So you just play that, like
straight up.
You play that ball until that whistle goes. And there, I thought the referee did a good job letting it go, as the Wakefield player that got the ball was onside.
Got it.
I agree with you, Luke. Yeah, I think that was the right play. 30 wasn't causing too much, pulling the defense too much towards her in that play.
We have Reem Merchant back on the field, our goal scorer from the first half.
Currently with the game-winning goal.
Let's see if she can one touch, one goal again.
Breen back in the game as well, and now Kenneally. Good small ball from the Spy Ponders. Kenneally, unfortunate not to keep that one in play. 7-4, Jeff. Great to see Elise Kenneally in there as well. And we know that the two first years last year, Lucy Breen and Elise Kenneally, now sophomores in the game playing here on this near side.
Yeah, and in addition to their skill, speed, and field vision, one of the things I love about both of them is they're going to bring a level of physicality to the field that's only going to increase, year over year for the next few. They are not afraid of contact, and I think they take a little bit of pleasure in exerting their will on the other team.
Zykorie dispossessed. Here comes Belknap. And Carr just might go all the way back to Mojo Maxwell, who has yet to be tested in this match.
And we've seen it multiple times, the defenders passing the ball back to Maxwell, and that speaks volumes with the trust that's been built over the years, that goalkeeper and defense relationship.
Darling does keep up to catch up to it, keeps it in play. Great work, and a good cross. Zykorie looking to get underneath this one. Merchant. A couple of blocks there from the Warriors.
It was too bad, too, because that ball was one bounce away from landing right in Kenneally's lap, who's streaking up the back post.
Lindgren touches it over to Carr, and Belknap all over her. Carr calmly out to Spector. Looking for that diagonal through ball. Merchant looks to run through, and lucky not to get called for the foul there. Bonner getting shoved around, does really well. Spector a bit of a stop-go and wins the throw. Subs now for the Spy Ponders. Hannah Stern, Lexi O'Brien, and Serena Doman making her season debut. Comes in for Elise Kenneally.
What a shift from Kenneally to start the half. Seems like every chance came through her.
Brian looks to flick on. Spector. Nice touch there towards O'Brien. She's dumped, and it's a good no call. Good defense from Wakefield. Jeff, I know it's early season, but we know the importance of the power rankings and that 3-goal differential. So good to see Spy Ponders have that, and like to see them add some more, but important to keep that 3-goal differential.
And I feel like we saw it. Well, you'll know better than I do. Where did Arlington finish last year with the ranking?
17th.
Okay. Okay, it was just I guess I was getting confused because I know with basketball, Arlington qualified for the playoffs. The girls qualified for the playoffs right at the very bottom, and it becomes one of those things like every last goal matters. The goal differential is going to matter in a lot of cases, and even at 17th, right? Like you get a couple extra games with another goal, maybe you go in at 14.
Well, at 17 you play away, and Spy Ponders dropped a tough 2-1 loss to Framingham in overtime. And the year before, they were the 15th seed, and they got a home game, which they won. And so definitely I think, finishing in that top 16, I do think the Spy Ponders were ranked maybe as high as just inside the top 10 at one point last season, and gradually came down in the rankings. Obviously easily made the tournament at 17, but that's a tough seed because then you go on and play the number 1 if you win that game.
The first game.
Which Framingham found out against Natick. Falls out to Breen. Nice job from Anderson.
Out.
And O'Brien can't quite catch up to that. .21.5 minutes left in this opening season Middlesex League Girls Varsity Soccer match between the Arlington Spy Ponders and Wakefield Warrior. Spy Ponders with a 3-0 lead, looking for more as Matheson now back in the game. Finding O'Brien. Here's Merchant looking to let fly from far. Really nice work from Spector there, out to Stern. O'Brien, nice layoff. Good give and go. Opportunity here. Nice shot.
Oh,
great save.
Finish.
And an easy finish. Merchant picks up the brace. But that was all created from Hannah Stern and Lexi O'Brien. Really nice play down that far side, give and go. O'Brien opens up some space for herself. Goodwin gets a hand on it, comes off the bar, and just falls to Merchant, who calmly puts it in the net.
And Merchant has just been finding herself in the right place at the right time here.
She might go home tonight and really wonder what's the big deal about scoring goals. She's
know.
making it look awfully easy.
1 varsity game under her belt and 2 goals. Couldn't have really asked for a better debut.
Nope. But to the point you just made, how much of it just goes to being in the right place, right? And I think at the earliest stages of soccer, that's what you try to teach kids is, you don't have to chase the ball. You don't have to run towards the ball. Go to the right area. The ball will find you.
Yeah, Jeff, some of that stuff is hard to teach. Just being in the right spot, and a good striker. Just you're around the ball. You put yourself in a good position, and good things happen. As a defender, I did not possess that talent.
It's that soccer IQ up top and just anticipating where the ball is going to go. Because, you see that shot let fly. That very well could have gone in. But as we saw, Goodwin, who's made save after save this game, Makes another good one, but it falls, unfortunately for her, right to Merchant in the middle to tap it away.
And Luke, you make a good point. Goodwin has really played well in that. She's made some really good saves. She's been under a lot of pressure, but credit to her, keeping the ball out of the net, being brave, coming out, winning balls inside the box. I know she's had 4 against, but she's played a good game.
Yeah, and I believe she's a freshman too. Is that right?
Impressive. You're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the freshman. Called upon in a tough match here to start her varsity career.
Yeah, and like you said, the score isn't too friendly to her, but that does not discount how well she's played so far.
So we have another timeout here. I think it might have been called by Wakefield after conceding that 4th goal. So we are right at 20 minutes. And we do have a quick update from around the grounds. We have the Arlington High School boys team beating Wakefield 2-1 right now. We don't have the goal scorers, but great to see that the boys are ahead in their match as well. So Luke, you're Coach Mike Shenna. What final 20 minutes here. How do you play this one?
Like I said, I don't think you change much. You instill the same values that you've been playing with all game. I think the increase in intensity was great at the start of the second half, but it's also just don't get complacent. It'll be great now that it's 4-0 to maybe see some new players come out in the field, but then again, this is one of those games where it's, hey, it might feel like an easy win, but you got to play till the final whistle.
And we do, to your point, Luke, we do see Vicky Lessa, number 21, in for the Spy Ponders, her first varsity minutes. And that might be Alana Solorzano waiting to come in. And it was only one first year on this Spy Ponder roster. And we'll see if she makes it into the game as well.
Yeah, and to Jeff's point from the first half too about the depth, there really hasn't been a change in intensity when subs come in and out, which is a good sign here for the Spy Ponders for this season.
Shadinger in the game now. That might be Eliza McGowan waiting to come in, number 20. And she does make her varsity debut as Lindgren takes a break.
And, Coach Mike is all about the high five when the girls sub off. It's good to see that.
Lily Kaplan, number 8, in for the Warriors as well. And now Shadinger. I think O'Brien will catch up to this. It was her shot that set up the tap-in goal from Merchant. Might now be known as the tap-in Merchant. O'Brien. Nice cross in. Doman couldn't quite get on the end of that one. Falls to Stern. Stern lets fly.
Too bad.
Be another goal kick here for Wakefield. 17:48 remaining in this opening season match. Shadinger finding McGowan now. O'Brien slows things down. Looks to drop off to Shadinger. Lofted ball in towards Doman. And good job from Goodwin there with dispossessed. Shot off the bar. McGowan looking to open her account. And Goodwin happy to see that one off the woodwork.
They are peppering that net.
Looks like Kavya Thiagaraja waiting to come in to make her varsity debut as well. Bonner, Spector. Now Lessa, now O'Brien. Jeff, a lot of subs, you know what? Which Coach Mike Shinna typically does not mess with is the left back.
The left back, center D. It was actually funny. I was thinking to myself when they scored the fourth goal. And again, it's that fine line, right? Like they obviously have a huge roster. You're up 4 goals. It's a great opportunity to make sure as many girls as possible get on the field. But also at the same point, just like you said, you do have to take into account the power rankings and how they're calculated. And so, the selfish part of me was very happy to see him leaving, pretty much the entire starting back line out there.
Good
or
moves from
3/4
Bonner,
of it.
Yeah, I agree. You kind of shut down the defense. Look, it's pretty typical, as you get even to the higher levels, you rarely sub the back line.
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent, unless there's unforeseen circumstances. If you have 2 solid center backs, they're playing every minute of the game.
Yeah.
Good talk from Maxwell there. Calls off Dahlia Carr.
And I feel like part of it too, right, is you open up like stupid. I use the word stupid loosely here, but like you open up the risk for like stupid injuries where like communication breaks down, someone runs your goalie, you lose your goalie, you've got huge problems. Like
100%.
And that's so much of. And again, you can disagree, but I feel like so much of soccer comes down to communication and knowing exactly what your teammates are going to be doing, and that back line is a unit.
And we've talked about that trust too today, and that only builds. Doesn't matter the score. It's all about the minutes you get to play together out there. So yeah, I do like to see the 2 center backs stay in here.
Another foot race. Anderson again just forced to clear to safety.
Up
And on command.
and on comes off the center back, but hey.
Both of them, Carr and Spector, both pulled at the same time.
So Thiagaraja makes her varsity debut at center back.
Hey, and it's
And Eileen Lucas back in the game.
And so
It's like Alina Regrut also making her varsity debut.
And to play devil's advocate to myself, it's good. Like injuries do happen, so it is good to get some defenders out there that maybe haven't played yet, just for the experience, because you never know when your name's going to be called on.
Yeah, and the same thing happened at the end of 2 seasons ago, where I believe it was the entire back line were seniors, and so Arlington graduated their 4 starting defensive players, and it was something where I know Dahlia was one of them last year. Avery filled in for the majority of the season at the left. Micah was in there in the center.
Yep.
And so, but it's a lot easier if you're getting a little bit of playing time before your number's really going to get called, and you're going to be doing it, game in and game out.
Nice job from Kaplan keeping it in here on the near side. Slowed down by Wakefield. More subs waiting to come in for the Spy Ponders. And Jeff, it's funny. I mean, I remember one of my first conversations with Coach Mike when he in his first year as a coach is you're going to have a lot concern is the defense because you graduated the whole defensive line. He's like, I'm not worried about that. And he was right. I mean, they stepped right in, and players like Carr and Spector and others had gotten some of that early experience that you had talked about, Luke, and they were just able to step right in there. So Eve Naylor back in the game, and Solorzano, the one freshman on the Spy Ponder roster, makes her varsity debut.
Yeah, and this is good, Coach Mike utilizing this to give some players some experience.
Yeah, stuff. He's got a big roster.
Yeah,
28 to manage, and so when you've got an opportunity to get some players, get some experience in games like this, he's smart to use it. Thrown on the far side now for the Spy Ponders. And Wakefield with a good run into the box here, but a heavy touch. And maybe could be the first goal kick.
Yeah.
For the Spy Ponders with 11:42 left in this match. Zykorie and Darling now back in the game. Doman, Eileen Lucas will take a break. Oh, Eileen Lucas is staying on. One of the standout basketball players for the Spy Ponders, Jeff.
Starting point guard. A handle like none other, speed like none other, and she's like the glove on defense.
I was going to say, I remember just the good defender, intercepting those passing lanes, and impressive multi-sport athlete.
Yeah.
And this is going to be our first look at Darling on the right today.
Oh, nice touch through there by McGowan. And looks like Solorzano playing the 6 here. Let's see how she does pulling the strings here. Nice touch back to Thea Garaja. Finds McGowan. Nice turn there. Work. Now Zykorie. Now Bonnert. Tell you what I've been impressed with Bonnert, just as a center back, the touch that she has, that first touch stepping up from the center back position, in stride, keeping it close to her foot's been really nice. Zykorie with a chance here. Darling.
Oh.
And there's Lucas.
Oh, so close.
Good save from Goodwin. Will go out for a corner. And then Lucas searching for her first varsity goal. Had some chances last year.
Another great save from Catherine Goodwin.
And well done from the first year for sure.
Yeah, we have a replay here. It was well done by Zykorie to slow it down there and just play a dangerous ball across the 6. And I mean, Spy Ponders really did nothing wrong there. That was just a fantastic save from the freshman on Wakefield.
And we did just have a corner that just went into the side netting, so goal kick for the Warriors. Appreciate the work from the ACMi sports crew here on the instant replay.
So I'm gonna tempt the fates a little bit here. We've got about 9 to go. Is it too early to start talking about Thursday?
You tell me. Big game on Thursday against a big rival in Winchester.
Yeah, I don't think it's too early.
No, it's not.
This could be my, I guess this will be my official 4th season watching the girls play Winchester. And I'd really like to see a win.
It would be good. And it's not for both lack of trying or things have really gone against the Spy Ponders. There've been some
officiating,
really suspect officiating, really goals that were scored and nets that knocked the ball out. Just some real frustrating matches. Last-minute goals from Winchester that unfortunately kind of just go through someone's hands. And there's Lucas.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, Jeff, as you know, I mean, your daughter, the 3 years she played, all 3 years that my daughter were on the team, and did not pick up a win against Winchester.
No. Nope.
And definitely should have been at least 2 or 3 one tie.
Yep, definitely one tie.
Should have been 2 or 3 more.
And
that nice goal from Tessa Mulvey last year to get that tie here at Peirce Field.
Yeah. And the thing about the majority of those games, I mean, I can vividly recall parts where, Winchester was just on the gas and Arlington was defending and holding on for dear life. And then invariably at some other part in that game, Arlington would step on the gas and Winchester was holding on for dear life. And my point in saying that is I never felt like Arlington was outclassed. They were highly competitive games, just always coming up on the wrong side of it.
The bench really appreciates that good footwork from McGowan there. Nice turn.
And Jeff, that's the beauty of rivalries. You know what you're going to get, and you know it might not be pretty, but the team that kind of grits it out the hardest is the one that's going to prevail. So I'm excited to see what they can do on Thursday.
Thea Garaja here with the free kick. Rumored to have some coaching drama over at Winchester, so we'll see if they have that sorted out as well.
Indeed.
And that's all we'll say on that matter.
I will not speculate on anything else. Wakefield now in possession. Play it through Farrell. Bonnert steps up. Zykorie, good distribution. Darling goes one-on-one. Great speed from the junior. Change of pace. Gets through a couple players. Oh. Goodwin well positioned. Here's a replay.
Yeah, and this has kind of been the story of the game with the Spy Ponders. Just the danger down the wings and getting the balls into the 18. Time and again, we've seen Darling do that, as well as Kenneally and Zykorie. And I think that's going to be one of the Spy Ponders' strong points this season that'll translate to some goals.
Bonnert well positioned again, another good first touch. Good pressure from Naylor. Looking to go 1v1. And good defense from Anderson. She's had to do a lot of hard work tonight. Reggert's going to get called, I think, for the unintentional handball, but that's the right call, Luke?
See, well, that one there is also subjective because her hands are next to her body and they're covering her chest. So, yes, it's probably the right call just because it was very obvious that her hit her hand, but you will see those not called.
That one, I would love to see Zykorie just try and take her on, go to that preferred left foot that she has, and really test Anderson's speed. Solorzano now lays it back to Zykorie. Nice diagonal ball in from her towards Zykorie, and I'm not sure what that call was, Luke. Did you see that?
All I saw was the referee blow for the free kick there. Maybe if we can get a replay, we can see a bit closer.
Wouldn't want to go to replay too soon. I want to miss this free kick. And I think
Eve Naylor has placed this ball with confidence.
Yeah, Naylor definitely with an opportunity here. And I think a chance just to put one on target.
We saw her attempt one in the first half.
Just a little too heavy over the top. But I like the confidence in the sophomore.
100%. In her mind, there was only one person taking that free kick.
I seem to recall some other situations involving one of the commentators that was similar.
There's nothing wrong with confidence.
Good hustle from Darling.
It has been interesting though, right? Like, and again, like the confidence on that shot, fine. But one of the striking things about this game, and again, I can compare it to every game I've seen over the last couple of years. The girls are making really good decisions with the ball. They're not shooting from 35 and 40 yards out. They're not just being like, oh, I'm just going to throw the ball randomly at the net and see if I can score some truthfully lucky goal. Like, they're making smart plays, which, again, for the first game of the season, to, like, be looking for your teammates and looking for the next best opportunity.
Wakefield some numbers. Solorzano catching up, though. Breen back, and Zykorie chooses to release pressure and does a nice job keeping that in play. Darling now. She likes her chance of going one-on-one. Can't keep it in play.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, but I know the Spy Ponders graduated a senior, Tessa Peroni-Crompton, who was no stranger to the spectacular.
She was not. You know, in a couple years before that, we had Abby Grable, who she could uncork them. I mean, I remember one of the first games I ever saw her play was a preseason game. I swear to God, she had the ball passed to her with her back to the goal, probably around the 35, she took one turn, step, and fired it, and I sat there with my jaw dropping, being like, oh, I didn't know we could do that.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's been funny to watch that change because, you know, Matheson has, by all accounts, probably the biggest leg on the team. I'm sure Darling would say I do as well, and she does, right? Like, just super strong. But again, like, when you look at the players on this team, I think if they're going to carve people up, they're going to really do it with passing, attacking on the wings, getting good crosses into the box. They're not exceptionally gifted when it comes to height, but they all have skill. They can all finish. And I think what we're starting to see is, like, they're all willing to look for the right pass.
And we saw that with the third and fourth goal today. Two very well-worked plays that ended with the ball in the back of the net.
Gowan does well. Darling. Now Zykorie. Spy Ponders with a rare counterattack in this match. Cuts inside. Good defense back from the Warriors, but only as far as Eileen Lucas.
Come on. Oh!
Lucas can't quite get it out of her feet. But really good recovery run from Ella Farrell, number 7, for the Warriors to slow down Zykorie. And Eileen Lucas almost puts that one away.
And by now, the Wakefield defense would have known that Zykorie favors her left, and they kind of anticipated that there.
That's a bit heavy from Lindgren. But Jeff, I mean, with the exception of Breen here playing right back, you have 2 center backs, a left back, and first year playing the 6, all first-time players on varsity this year.
Sure.
Really impressive depth. And that will do it for the game. A 4-0 solid victory for the Spy Ponders to open up their 2025 campaign. A brace from Reem Merchant, Misha Zykorie, and Elise Kenneally rounding out the goal scoring. Spector, Maxwell, Matheson, and Lexi O'Brien picking up the assists. Solid game overall. Jeff, your thoughts?
Loved it. Really strong defensively. They did more than enough offensively. And again, I like it going into Thursday that they put up 4. They have confidence seeing the ball go into the back of the net because I expect it's going to take a few to beat Winchester. I don't expect to go in there and try to win a 1-0 game. So again, I think from a confidence standpoint, a mental health standpoint, I think they should be in a good spot. Mojo goes in off a shutout, which is always good for a goalie's headspace. I'm excited. I mean, it's an early game against, you didn't ask me about the next game, so I'll stick to this. It was a great start.
And you add Hannah Berry hopefully into the mix on Thursday, which I think would be a nice addition for the Spy Ponders. Luke.
Yeah, this is one of those games where you need to take care of business. First game of the season, and the Spy Ponders did just that. I think there's only good things to take away, but I'm very interested to see how they do against some other competition, like they're playing their rivals Winchester on Thursday. So that'll be the real test. But yeah, I think this builds a lot of confidence going into the season. And yeah, and if I'm Coach Mike Shenna, I'm happy about this one.
Spy Ponders move to 1-0 on the season, take on Winchester here at Peirce Field, 4:15 on Thursday. Wakefield falls to 0-1. So for Jeff Spector and Luke Ryan here in the booth, Lewis McCulloch, Jonathan Carr on the cameras, the whole ACMi sports crew here in the box, I'm Phil Ryan. Hope everyone has a great evening.